Okay. Excuse me. Same day. Second video. I haven't started meat yet because, you know, people, you gotta keep the path clear. Because if I don't keep this path clear in the event of an emergency, I get accused of being, I don't know, irresponsible. Well, that one's not so bad. But if an emergency was to happen right now, and I had to call 911 and have the ambulance show up at my fucking door, I can guarantee you people, they'll call MCFD on me. Because that's what they've been doing. That's what they've been fucking doing. Yeah. The only thing that I can think of, the government came in with extra money for foster care parents. Yeah, I showed you. Right? I mean, $3,000, now it's $4,000. Right? Since of July 1st of 2023. And they say they don't give foster parents incentive. And that's tax-free, people. So if you're a working middle-class family and you want to supplement your income, what better way? Right? $4,000 a month, easy. 2 kids, right? $4,000 each. Like, come on, you do the fucking math. Or it's more than that. Right? Like, it's just stupid. Stupid. And they'll put 2 kids to a room. Yeah. So they can keep each other company. Whatever. Because what else? What else is it? Because I talk about what happened to ShaMay and how they took her body out of here in a freaking hammock with more than likely a perfusion machine hooked up to it, and that's why they used the hammock to cover up what they were fucking doing on that vinyl floor. Yeah, okay. Right? So in the meantime, I have to do this first before I do the meat because, you know, you gotta have that heart of steel because you never know when there's gonna be an emergency. Right? Amari could have another seizure right now. There's no guarantees that he's not gonna have one. Right? You think I like it when he has them, people? You know, the way they were treating me at the hospital the last time I was there, I told you, they were asking me what was happening, what happened, and I'd start talking and then they just veer off and act like I wasn't even there, and then go off and start talking to somebody else or say something else or whatever and completely ignore me. And then I'm like, okay, you know, got cut off in mid-sentence. And then, you know, I'm just standing in the hall watching or whatever, and another person, completely different person, would come and, well, what happened? What happened? I'd start telling them what happened, and then they'd do the same damn thing. It happened like 3-4 times. Yeah. And I thought that was really, really, really strange. And I'm like, you know, after the fact, I'm thinking, right? You know, why would they do that? Maybe they think I have that Munchausen syndrome. You know, where women make their kids sick just so that they can go to the hospital and, I guess, be the center of attention and import themselves into the process. So, you know, whatever, and it's not like that for me. I mean, oftentimes Tisha will go, right? Many times, like in the past, I'd phone up Tisha, and Tisha would just go straight from her house and be at the hospital. And she'd stay until I show up. And if I didn't show up, she'd bring back Amari, one or the other, depending on how long they were going to keep him sedated, basically, right? If they let the sedation run its course, then he's home quickly. If they decide to keep him sedated because they've got fucking social workers scoping me out and looking for me and, you know, and just whatever, right? You know, they didn't bug me this time in the hospital, but the minute I got home, I wasn't even home for an hour before they fucking called me. So you know they were fucking scoping me out in the hospital the last time he was here. Why, people? Why? Because I have fucking shit on my fucking floor? Clearly the house is too small. Okay? We knew it was going to come to that. Okay, this house has always been too small. But regardless, I'm not doing anything fucking bad. Anything that I got, I didn't steal. I didn't go to no grocery store and steal no shit. I paid for everything that I bought yesterday. Right? You know? I'm not doing anything fucking bad. What? I'm bagging up some cans here that got what is that called? Look how big this can is. That's a big can of coconut cream. Big can. $1, people. That's like you're going back 10 years here. Right? Anywhere else you're looking at $2.50 a can. I've been paying like $2.29, $2.99 per can of whatever it is that I've been buying. So, you know. And the calorie count on this is really good, actually. For 1/3 cup, it's 170 calories. So that's really, really good, right? And we know I got that little rice cooker that once I clear off the counters, Andre's going to be, and I bought 2 more bags of rice, not that I needed it, but I bought them anyway because they were only $13 a bag if you bought 2. So I thought, fuck it, just buy the 2. You know, my son eats a lot of rice and he feeds us, so it's not no big deal for me, right? Right? Even if I don't cook it, my son will cook it up, right? So the way I'm storing these cans, keeping it simple, for the most part, I'm labeling them. Not that I can see the label, because I wrote the label here, coconut cream, when I should be writing it more on the actual bag itself, which I will do right now, because we know where I'm putting these ones. Because I don't need them, because I already have other ones, right? But just with the cost of food, people, you see, that's the thing. If the government was more serving to the public instead of self-serving to itself and its employees, right? Then maybe I wouldn't be so stressed out and feel the need to do this to the degree that I've been doing it, right? But as every year goes by, and you know, I talk to people, like I talk to the taxi drivers. I always talk to the taxi drivers or the Uber drivers or whoever, right? And I ask them what's going on, how are people thinking, what, you know, and they all say it's bad. It's bad. People are so stressed out with what's going on in the economy, and they're getting really, you know, they're getting really concerned with how people are going to start reacting to the long-term effects of what we're going through. Because a lot of them aren't doing what I'm doing, people. They're just not doing it. You know, they're just going in and buying their 1 bag, right? Or maybe 2 bag, right? And they're just thinking it's always going to be available, and you know, but at the end of the day, they're paying more and more and more and getting less than that 1 bag, you know, and it's, yeah. So, you know, and then when you do stuff like this, it takes up space. But I shouldn't have fucking MCFD called on me for this. No. But this is what these paramedics are doing. It's a hit and miss. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. If I bring Amari to the front here and hold him and wait for them, they're not satisfied. I did that a few times, right? Because I panicked in those days, right? I'd grab and run to the door and call out for Hurricane and, you know, and wait for the ambulance, right? The fresh air, and, you know, and Mari, and, you know, and I remember one time they came and I was at the door and they wanted to come in. So, you know, they took Amari out to the van, like to their vehicle, and they asked me for something, his care card or something, because they come in and they're spying on you. You see, this is the thing. They're not coming to, and I've said this before on another video, they're not coming because it's an emergency. They're coming to fucking spy on you. And I guess get the dirt on you, right? In this case, if they came right now, they'd be like, oh, she's got a whole bunch of fucking bags on the floor with shit inside. Yeah, okay, you're right. I got a whole bunch of bags with a whole bunch of shit on the floor, right? What do I got here? I got 6 cans of peas, right? You get 6 cans for what was it? 3 cans. 3 cans of peas for $6. That's a lot of money for 6 cans, or 3 cans of peas. 3 cans of peas for $6. I bought 6 cans. You get 3 cans for $6, so I paid $12 for 6 fucking cans of peas. You go do the math, and that's Canadian funds. Okay. And then, of course, I scooped up on the coconut. So I've got the 12 there, plus I'm bagging them up right now. Right? So, you know, and then I got these ones, which, I'm going to have to recan at some point, along with the other fruits that I'm going to recan. And you have, you know, Andre's discovered smoothies today. He was so excited because I told him he could, you know, start making smoothies. So I bought extra fruit and whatever yesterday. And when we got home, he so wanted to make smoothies. I told him, no, you can make them today. So as soon as he got up out of bed, people, he wasn't even up for 2 minutes. He was already running around looking for all the appliances that I bought to make smoothies, right? Because we haven't used them yet, right? And he was grabbing this and grabbing that, and he pulled out his laptop and he had it on the kitchen counter, and he was Googling how to make smoothies, and he was self-educating himself, people. I was so proud of him. And he did it. He did it. And then he drank it. I tried to give some to Amari, but Amari wouldn't take it. So I'll attempt to give it to him later, right? And after he was done, he came back and he said, I want another, I'm going to make another one tonight. And I'm like, slow down, Andre, you know, just tomorrow. Let Nana do what I got to do, right? So, you know, in light of the cost of food, when you find stuff like this, $10.99, that's a good deal. Okay? Now the peaches I'm going to have to recan for sure. I don't know about this one. Probably at some point, but I'm not too worried about it. Tropical fruit salad. Okay? I will do the peaches first before I do this. Right? Or maybe I'll take 1 can of this and 1 can of peaches and I'll combine them and then I'll eventually recan them. Okay? And then I'll do different sizes. I'll do like, I can do this for Amari too. I can puree them up and get them nicely and put them in the small jars for him to eat. Or I can put them in pint-sized jars for Andre with doing smoothies, right? Versus a quart-sized jar. And I can do some quart-sized jar just for fruit in a bowl with a little bit of whipping cream, right? And if you re-jar them up, then they last longer, people. Like, seriously. It's just you create work for yourself, and then the shit piles up on the floor if you don't have a big house to put everything off to the corner. I don't have a porch. And what kitchen I do have is a laundry room, a fucking porch, and a kitchen, I suppose, if you want to call it that, right? Whatever. So anyway, I got 5 of those cans because they were $10.99 each. And I thought that was a good deal. So I have to put those kind of away. I can't leave them here in my porch because now I'm having fucking panic attacks. Literally, I'm having fucking panic attacks because of stupid fucking paramedics. Yeah. You don't even know. You don't even know. Because that's all it takes. Just Amari to have another seizure for whatever strange reason. You know, as if I could be sitting here and Andre could tell me, Nana, Amari puked. I'd be like, oh, here we go again, because usually if he pukes, that means he's got a seizure. So, of course, I got to call 911, and, of course, I'll say, Andre, go in the hall and fucking clear out all this shit so the paramedics can come in, because if I bring him to the door, they're not satisfied with that. Like I said, that one time that, you know, they took him out to the fucking vehicle, and then they asked me for something. I had to go inside and get it, and then when I came around the corner here, there was a paramedic standing right there, looking around, looking fucking around. Why you come walking into my house following me when my grandson is already in your vehicle? Because they're spying on you people. Right? You know? That's all it takes. This last time, you know, Andre took whatever was in the hall, pushed it off to there, right? Just whatever. They came in. They went in the living room. I told you what happened, right? You know? right? In terms of the basket of clothes there, the fucking steam cleaner was there. I had just finished vacuuming, even though I wasn't supposed to because I had fucking eye surgery, but Amari wasn't here, so I took the time to do it. And, you know, the blankets and shit that he puked on, it just kind of fell off the couch there so that when the paramedics came, it was easy for them to get to him. And they still weren't fucking satisfied, people. No. And this is what they're holding against me. Shit like this. Fucking toys. Bag of rice. A bag of fucking, what is that called? Rabbit food. I can't put the rabbit food outside anywhere, even in a container, because it picks up moisture, right? And it doesn't retain its dryness, right? And the rabbits, they don't like it, eh? So I kind of have to leave it here. I can't put it fucking downstairs because we know my son took over a large part of the basement. Okay, fine, whatever, right? I'm not done with my Mylar bags yet, because I asked my son to bring up another case of jars with dry goods in them because I need the jars. And once they come up, I'll be bagging that up into Mylar bags and putting them in a fucking bucket and whatever. And then I'll be using those jars to either can meat or the fruit, right? The cherries. I need the jars for the cherries. Yeah. Because the last box of fucking jars that I had up on the floor over here, I've already used those jars rejarring up other stuff, like that French onion soup base. It took up, what, 8 jars out of 12? You're looking at $100 of French onion soup base, right? Who cares if it's 10 years old, as long as it still tastes good and it fucking does what it's supposed to do. I'm still here. I loved it. I ate it. Andre ate everything except the soggy bread. And then the kittens ate it. Right along with little Mo. So none of it, not one speck of it went to waste. But it used up my jars. Right? But that case sat on the floor for a few days. And you didn't think my heart wasn't going like this? I'm being terrorized in my own fucking house. That's why I'm sitting here in my little fucking space. Okay? See, there's the bags of rice. Better get rid of that real fast. That's a fucking heat score. This here, I want, make a sound room with Andre so that when we start our music, we have to make a sound room. So this is to make a sound room, right? There's a toy for Kyrie. There's a toy for Alea. What is this? Cat food I haven't put away yet. I'm bagging up these now to put them away. These bigger cans, I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Right? Got to put that away. That will stay there. Right? You know what I'm saying? There's more cans. And I'm sitting on a fucking can. That's all it takes to get MCFD called on me. Because it's pretty much like that throughout the whole fucking house. Because the house is too small. It's no different than a small rancher. In terms of square footage. And when you do stuff like this, well, takes up space that you don't necessarily have. But then when you look at the way the economy is going and what's happening in the world with the crops and the, food supply chain and just whatever, like, you'd be foolish not to do stuff like this, people. And that's why I show you that you need to do stuff like this. Right? Even if you're getting fucking harassed for it. With threats of losing your grandkids because of fucking stupid shit on the floor. So that high and mighty fucking government workers can come into your house and accuse you of this and accuse you of that. And then you go to the hospital and they're playing fucking mind games with you there. And like, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So like the next time this happens with Maury with the freaking seizure, I'm just going to send in freaking Tisha. Oh yeah, you go this time, Tisha, because, they're thinking maybe I got this Munchausen syndrome. Because just the way they treated me, like, what happened? Well, blah, blah, blah. And then they turn around and walk away and act like I don't even exist. They did that 3-4 times. 4 fucking times. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. Why you keep asking me and then walking away? Why? Are you doing some psychological bioassessment on me to see if I'm looking for attention? God forbid if I'm fucking looking attention. If I want attention, all I have to do is make a fucking YouTube video and wait for that troll to show up. Okay? I'm just saying. So 12 and another 6. That's 18. Looks like I got 18. Yeah, that's 18. $1 a can, so that's $18 for some primo coconut milk. And that will last for years and years and years and years in a can, trust me. Yeah. So I'm going to put coconut milk with peas. Doesn't that sound good? Right here with some rice. Yep. And then you have that with some rice and whatever else you got kicking around. Don't tell me that wouldn't make a good meal, because it would. And it's affordable. You see, that's the thing. That's affordable. But I have to put it away real fast. Because this is not my house. This is the government's fucking house, okay? This is what this is. This is the government's fucking house. And they want me to bring in more workers with their at-home program. So they can put the whip on my back. For whatever the fuck it is they want me to do. Because they said so. Yeah. And then come back with a vengeance when I say no. We were at the pediatrician. I'm going to leave it here, okay? Because I really need to get into this meat. But I have to put this away first because I'm seriously having fucking serious panic attacks. Yeah, waiting for somebody to show up at my fucking door and say and say that I'm such a bad fucking person for having this shit, okay? And that I'm not being responsible by putting away fucking fast enough. Anyway, at the pediatrician yesterday, you know, and I already put that video up with Amari being at the feeding team, right? And him getting all right? Anyway, I had put Amari on the table, right? Because that's what you're expected to do. So he was laying there doing whatever. He was basically fine until the doctor showed up. As soon as the doctor showed up and got close to him, Amari started and I said, "You noticing that, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "That's because he's developing a phobia with this situation. Because he's going to too many appointments from here to here to here with all these people, right? And, you know, he did this with the feeding team, and now he's doing it with you. Clearly, you can see that he's, you know, getting disturbed by it, right? You know, it's creating a fucking phobia with him." He goes, yeah, right? And then he backed off. He backed off, and then Amari calmed down. He doesn't mind me standing there. But as soon as other people come, oh my God, he hates it. He lets them know. So anyway, the pediatrician said, well, the next time you come for an appointment, Amari doesn't have to be on the table like that. Unless, of course, we're going to do an exam on him first. And he did, right? Because I wanted to check about the circumcision. So, of course, you know, we had to discuss that. And he's constipated. And as for that emergency doctor that said that that's just a story that you can't feel it, that's not true, because the doctor that I've seen with Mari, right, his pediatrician, you know, because laying down, it was moving in his gut, right? And I'm right, and then the doctor came and I'm like, he goes, he's constipated. And I said, well, I think he is, because, you know, I asked him at the emergency room to show me, right, and anyway, he is. So, being that he was laying down, that's when I asked him about circumcision and whatnot, right? Either or, Amari doesn't want to be poked at. And the doctor said, yeah, it's clear to see that. And I said, yeah, well, do you like that every time you go to the doctor? He goes, no. I said, well, neither does Amari. Amari's no different than you, right? You see, I have to fight for people to realize that Amari, in so many ways, people, is no different than them. Nobody likes to go to the doctor and have them, right? Wait till I go see the fucking hip doctor yet. Because that's the big one. That's the one where they want to give him x-rays every 6 months for the rest of his life and do all this shit where he's creating phobias when he goes to other appointments because he's associating the table and people as pain. As these people are trying to tell me they're trying to prevent fucking pain. How does that work? So anyway, the doctor respects Amari's feelings. He said Amari can either stay in his stroller or he can sit in my lap for the next, like, for visits from this point forward. Unless, of course, it's something that, you know, we need to check up on for whatever reason. Outside of that, you know, yeah. So I feel really good about that. I feel like the appointment that I had yesterday with the pediatrician was good. Was good. It was a good appointment. And I'm glad that my grandson is speaking out for himself. Yeah, you don't even know. Because, you know, it shows that he's aware. And he knows he has a voice. You see, that's the thing. He knows he has a voice with me. Because I really seen that when I was with the feeding team. And they had him on the table and they swarmed him. And he was, you heard it, right? And then as soon as they done and they pulled away and I got him in my arms, he did, and he kind of swatted out, right? Get away from me, right? And then oh, yeah, exactly. He doesn't like it, people, you know. So this is where the government's taking advantage of vulnerable kids. You know, by saying, let me help you, but at the same time traumatize you, and then have fucking paramedics come in here, you know, not satisfied just to take the baby to the van and do their job. No, they gotta come in here and look for shit on the floor so they can call MCFD on me, and, you know, and then what? Oh, well, at the same time, the same as last time. There's too much shit on the floor. Yeah, okay. Well, I'd rather have fucking too much shit on the floor in terms of food and fucking that kind of shit, pots and pans and whatever, and didn't have empty fucking cupboards. Yeah. Yeah. But I might lose my grandson because of it yet. And then I have to prove to the judge what was in the bags or in the boxes. As if a judge would look at the fucking evidence, because then they just play the court game. And that's where they use it against you. Yeah. Been there, done that with Andre. I know exactly how it fucking works. So, 12, another 6 is 18. So $18 in primo, coconut milk, 6 cans of peas. We got a few more cans of this coconut milk. That's 3 more. 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh my God, here's some more. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, yeah, 26, 27, 28, 29, and I think I've got one more kicking around. So 30 cans of coconut milk at, and these are large cans, people, okay, at 598 milliliters, I think it is. 560 milliliters. Okay, so this is bigger than your standard can. So 29, we'll just say 30, because I think I've got one that's dented in the kitchen. So 30 cans for $30. You'd be stupid not to buy it. Nope. You'd be stupid not to buy it. That's why I told Andre when he seen that man pushing that cart with all that coconut milk in it. I said, that man is smart. He's a smart man. He must have scooped up on a whole bunch of these cans. And because Andre scoped it up, we went right to the coconut, and I was lucky enough to get it, what was left. Yeah, because it was like quite a bit of it was already gone. So I'm pretty sure he scooped up on a whole bunch himself. So I'm feeling pretty damn good about that. Okay, but that's the kind of shit that gets me into trouble with government fucking workers. Yeah. And the only thing I can think of is they want a Mari because it will just supplement somebody else's income. That's all that's going to do. And then they have free reign to do what they want, because you have to remember, I put the brakes on with these things that they sometimes request for a Mari. Right? Like he doesn't have his 12-month immunization. Right? Right? And they wanted to do that nose thing last time he was in the hospital. I said no. I told the pediatrician I'm not doing the muscle relaxants, right? And that kind of shit, right? So, you know, most times people don't say no to things. They just do it because they're afraid. They're afraid of the consequences if they say no. Right? So, but some things I say no on, other things I go with it, right? It just depends on what it is. Like the seizure medication, I don't say no on because, you know, that's the frightening when that happens. And they'll keep him on it for 2 years, and if he doesn't have any more seizures after 2 years, then they'll take him off it. So I gotta find a way to prevent them from happening, people. Right? I think coconut milk should be a staple in terms of controlling maybe blood sugar, the spikes in blood sugar. I requested to see the neurologist, right? So at some point we'll go see the neurologist to discuss this issue. Pediatrician was saying, oh, you know, because they want to do maybe another MRI. I said no. You know, last time I spoke to a neurologist, he suggested that, you know, when they get older, you got to do another MRI. I said no. Why? Well, because, you know, the brain is deteriorating, we want to see. Well, it doesn't matter. Leave him alone. You know, if it looks like he's all of a sudden, then yeah, do your MRI. But if he's doing what he's doing right now in terms of everything that he's been doing, then clearly his brain is working. It's just every now and then, you know, he gets these sparks and he's having seizures. It doesn't mean that you have a right to start giving him an MRI once a year or every 6 months or once every 2 years just so that you can see how much the brain has deteriorated. Because as far as I'm concerned, that MRI could be creating problems. You don't know. You don't know. You know, and his life has already been severely jeopardized. He doesn't need to suffer any more than he's already been suffering. You know, it's not his fault. He wants to get up and run and play and get going, and you don't even know people. Like, you know, there's times when he's just so excited he wants, if he could run and just be free, oh, he'd do it. He knows, he's aware. He's aware that he can't move around like other people. He knows, people. So I just try and mitigate the sadness around it by giving him the opportunity, well, I guess, to have a voice. Because if he was on those muscle relaxants, he might not be responding to the pediatrician the way he did in terms of, you know, letting him know that, hey, I don't want to be touched. I don't like it. Right? You know, leave me alone. It's not your place to be touching me every time, and then I go to another appointment and they're touching me and undressing me, and another one touching me and undressing me and spreading my legs and twisting this and twisting that, and then another month later it's happening again with a bunch of different other people, and well, nobody wants that crap, you know. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you how I have to fucking deal with living in my house now. Right? It's not my house. This house is a government house. Maybe that's what I should call this video. Government house. Alright? The government's got all their fucking workers in here telling me how to live my life. Yeah, basically. Why? Like I said, they treat me like I'm a fucking crackhead and I got garbage sitting around in here. You know? Broken computer parts and bottles and boxes of batteries that I'm gonna make meth with, and you know, and bags of who knows, and just whatever. This just makes me mad. Okay, so I'm short one can here. I kind of want to fill this up. Then it's easier to pack away. Because these I'm putting away right now. I don't need these for a long time. Oh. Do you hear him? He's singing. That's him singing. That's because I sing to him all the time, people. Wait till I get all this all done. I don't need fucking social workers, paramedics, none of these people to tell me what I need to fucking do. If I could pack up and move into a different environment, trust me, I would. I can't. I'm still stuck here for a while, right? But while I'm stuck here, I want to make sure that, you know, we have the things that we need in order to sustain ourselves for a while without getting too stressed out with fucking prices at the grocery store. I've got enough fruit in this house that Andre can make freaking smoothies until the cows come home, right? You know, and at an affordable cost, because I don't have to buy everything fresh. I've got them, you know, canned, right? Whether in the original can or recanned or just canned, because I'm going to be doing blackberries and blueberries, and I'm going to the farms next week. My son's taking me out to the farms. I'll be canning. Shit will be on the floor. Pressure canner will be on the floor. Jars will be on the fucking floor. Food will be on the fucking floor. Whatever. And then, who knows? Who fucking knows? Well, what kind of life is that? Huh? The chances of Amari having a seizure are pretty low, because they seem to be going in 6-month cycles. But still, I can't guarantee that he won't have one. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Before they fucking start to shit all over again, as I got some fucking lunatic running around stealing fucking flowers from my front yard. Yeah. Thinking that, you know, they're annoying me, right? Well, they also annoyed the community, because they have to walk by and look at that shit, wondering where all the flowers went. I'm waiting for a day when somebody in the neighborhood notices this creep that creeps my fucking yard and hollers out and calls them for the thief that they are and scares them fucking away. Yeah, and maybe take a fucking picture and come and show me who's creeping my yard. That'd be great, right? That if my neighbors could do that, oh, that would squash that shit, right? Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. So I gotta get on to putting this away, and then I guess we'll come into meat and we'll do some meat. Consequences to when you murder somebody.
I didn't do it. I ate the same shit you did. How am I gonna drug your food? How? Because you got a fucking. What are you talking